Hey friends, it's Allison. Welcome back to my channel. I have a new scrapbook layout, a new layout to share with you today. And it is a scrap lift. Once again, I am playing along with a challenge that Christy Harriman posted to her Happy Scrappy No Crappy group on Facebook. This is a scrap lift of a layout that Nathalie D'Souza made. She's once again amazing. Everybody that I have been lifting lately are people that I deeply admire for their crafting and their talent. I really liked the circles. Actually, I liked the whole layout, so I stayed fairly close to the design. I had a lot of problems with my tape runner today, so I cut most of that out because honestly it was frustrating me to no end. I could not get it to cooperate. I also had an idea when I sat down to create this layout to make it interactive in that one element would flip up using a brad so that it could move, which would reveal the journaling. In the end, I kind of broke the boundaries of the journaling. I wanted it all hidden underneath the photo so that you wouldn't know it was there until you flipped it up. It didn't turn out that way because apparently I just can't stay within the lines. So that's fine. The journaling is coming. I'm not doing it just yet. I wanted to get the big floral cluster adhered to the layout first. I used some craft foam to adhere that, and then I wanted to get the journaling written down before I adhered any of the other flowers. They will be adhered with foam squares as well, just to give this layout even more height and dimension than it already has. I hand stitched all of the circles as well, and that in itself provides a lot of dimension on a layout. Probably because I use all 6 strands in the embroidery floss. I don't break it in half, so it's 3 strands each. I like the fullness of it using all 6 strands, so that's why I use all 6 strands. You don't have to, but that's just generally what I do. I also tend not to tie knots in my embroidery floss either. I just tape it to the back of itself so that it stays put without adding any more bulk than I need to. So here's the journaling, and as you can see, it's peeking out from underneath the photo, but it's not too distracting. It's fine. It's done and I can live with it. I'm adhering my flowers now. They will be adhered with a mixture of liquid glue and foam squares. I'm doing the leaves with liquid glue because there's enough room to tuck them underneath the layers of the circles, and it looks good. I love dimension. So there goes another leaf. Another floral cluster is going to go on the left-hand side of the page, and that's going to create basically my visual triangle. There goes another flower. And then after I have all the floral clusters adhered, I'm going to adhere my title, which is Create. And I had cut my subtitle with my Cricut, as well as everything else I forgot to mention in today's layout as well. So that includes the circles, all the florals, and the grid pattern in the background. That was all cut with my Cricut. I cut an extra circle with my Cricut to trace a circle for my photo, which I originally printed at 5x7 and then just trimmed down into a circle and then glued that circle to the back of it, just so I wasn't wasting paper. So I'm just finishing up this last cluster, and then, okay, so back to the subtitle. I did have the subtitle cut with my Cricut, but I ended up losing a part of it, so I cut it again, and then it didn't cut as nicely the second time around. So I decided to scrap that idea and just pull out some tile stickers that I have in my stash. These are really old Echo Park, I want to say. And the blue tile stickers worked really well with the color scheme. So I just used those instead to create the phrase every day. So the title is Create Every Day. The photo is about a fortune cookie that I got last year. So this was 2020. And it said to stay in touch with some form of the arts. And I thought that was totally fitting for being a crafty, I was going to say freak, but I'm not a freak. Just an addict like I am for scrapbooking. And then the journaling is roughly just explaining how I got into scrapbooking and how it is a part of my life. And I'm not getting rid of it anytime soon. I'm just adding the date. And like I promised yesterday, in my last video, I did staple the one element at least, which is this tab, to my layout with the date on it. And with that, this layout is totally done. I absolutely love Nathalie's layout. I love how my layout came out. And of course, here are the close-ups. Feel free to stick around for those. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and a like. If you're new to my channel, welcome. And if you haven't done so already, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the little bell so it says all, so you don't miss anything and you're notified every time I post a new video. I'll be back again soon. Bye, friends.